Hello, and welcome back to the fourth installment of the Bronco Breakdown, hosted by me, Josh Chinchetti, featuring a special guest, play-by-play broadcaster for the Pirates live stream and longtime teammate and friend of yours truly. Everybody give a warm Bronco Breakdown welcome to Luke Jordan. Luke, thanks for coming today and giving us a scoop on your Palatine Pirates.
Well, Josh, thanks for having me. It's an honor to be on the Bronco Breakdown for my first time, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about today. So let's jump right into it and get this show started. Josh, since it's your show, let's start off with your Barrington Broncos.
Thanks, Luke. The Broncos are coming off a heartbreaking loss against Hoffman Estates last Saturday, and despite strong performances from the defense and junior running back Dylan Fitzpatrick, the Broncos couldn't pull it off. But let me say, coming off last week, I think the star-studded defense is going to be key tonight for the Broncos to win. I'm sure Luke will go over the talented Pirates wide receiver room in a minute, so I got to say the performances of the Broncos secondary players like Matt Marusic, Reed Krause, and Will Naza are going to be crucial. So Luke, let's hear what you're going to say about your Palatine Pirates.
Alrighty. Well, Josh, I was on the sideline last week with the team when they gave a homecoming gift to the Conant Cougars and a 42-10 blowout victory for us. We are now 5-1. You can see the incredible confidence and mentality that this team holds, and we hope to keep that running when we play you guys. All around, the team has been doing well, but lately I have to give special props to the wide receiver core, running back room, and D-line for sure. Thomas Coronas, wide receiver 1, is doing an incredible job at getting separation on deep routes lately, which equals a lot of touchdown connections between him and quarterback Tommy Elter. The running back room, led by junior Dominic Ball, has skyrocketed performance for the last 2 weeks. Dom has looked unstoppable when he carries the ball, and the D-line did a great job against Conant at leaving no gaps open down the middle against their heavy triple option offense. If we keep the train on the track, we will have a solid performance overall.
Well, one thing's for sure. We're going to have one heck of a game tonight. And to spice things up here, Luke and I are going to pick one X-Factor from each team so we can have our takes from what we've seen and what we expect coming into this game. So Luke, why don't you lead us off?
I'll start with my Broncos pick. After watching some Broncos footage, I actually watched the Gridirons highlights between them and Hoffman Estates. Somebody that really stood out to me was Dylan Fitzpatrick. He's been really dominant lately. I mean, what more can I say? We've all seen him out there. The Broncos have heavily relied on him on the offensive side, and it's led to some great performances on the ground.
Dylan Fitzpatrick has been the man to watch for that Broncos offense for some time now. Like Jack said last episode, he is definitely an X-Factor favorite. And I'll take a defensive player from the Broncos this week, and I'm going to go Devin Van Ness. He looks fantastic against Hoffman Estates, and he's telling me personally that he's hungry for more tonight.
My defensive X-Factor, that would be Jalen Williams, the 4-star sophomore defensive lineman, has had a slow start to the season, except for week 1 where he had 1.5 sacks against St. Charles North in that victory. But that was up until last week. Jalen displayed incredible finesse and power against the Cougars and had several TFLs. He looks to keep that pace going against Barrington.
Well, I'm going to go Dominic Ball. He's a lot like Dylan Fitzpatrick in a way. Both running backs are very hard to stop, and both are juniors. He looked incredible, fast, and agile in last week's game, having a minimum of 200 scrimmage yards against Conant, according to Luke over here. So now we're done with our X Factors. Let's get into our score predictions. So again, Luke, you want to kick us off?
No bias whatsoever, Josh, but I feel like we can keep things rolling and defeat the Broncos by a score of 31-17 with a stellar performance from junior quarterback Tommy Elter in his 3rd ever career start.
Well, this is the definition of a make-or-break game for the Broncos, and because of that, I have them coming from behind, winning with a score of 24-17 with a huge performance from the defense, namely the D-line.
Well, Josh, thank you so much for having me. It's been a great time working with you, and hopefully we'll have a great game tonight.
Fingers crossed. Thanks for your time, Luke. Everybody come to the game at Palatine at 7, and if you see us there, feel free to say hi.
P.S. everybody, if you can't make the game at Palatine, search PHSPTV on YouTube and you'll hear myself along with my buddy Sean Adler with commentary of the game video as well. And thank you so much for having me, Barrington. I appreciate it.
We'll see you next week on the Bronco Breakdown.